Michael was a very active boy. He loved to be outside. He wasn't attached to any television shows or games in the house. He had to be outside, running around, climbing, riding his bike.
He started going into the attic and take my jungle fatigues and take the top shirt, roll up the sleeves, and go out into the garage. And he would take one of the folding chairs that had a strap on it, and he would sling that over his shoulder like it was an M16. Michael always said, "I'm going into the Army," and he did.
As a Manhattan native, Staff Sergeant Ollis was affected firsthand by the September 11th attacks. He became involved in ROTC and took immense pride in raising the colors every single day. He excelled as a soldier, sought out Ranger School, and thrived as a generous leader who those around him loved.
Warrior ethos. For people that don't understand what that is, all they need to do is take a look at the citations of heroes like Staff Sergeant Ollis.
Michael was the most patriotic person. He loved his country. He loved the Army.
Michael enlisted in the Army, and by 24 years old, he was locked in. He loved it. He wanted it so badly. He was a squad leader serving in Afghanistan with the 2nd Battalion, 22nd Infantry Regiment, 1st Brigade Combat Team of the legendary 10th Mountain Division.
About a month before he died, he called me and he said, "Pop, I just re-enlisted for 6 more years." And I asked him, "Are you happy?" And he said, "Pop, I am gonna give as long as I'm healthy."
Staff Sergeant Michael Ollis and some of his squad mates were enjoying a bit of downtime on Forward Operating Base Ghazni when an explosion rocked the base. Staff Sergeant Ollis directed his men to a bunker, then picked up his rifle and ran towards the attack. As he ran, Staff Sergeant Ollis linked up with a Polish officer, 2nd Lieutenant Karol Czerpica. At the airfield, the two found a Special Forces element engaged in a fight with multiple insurgents. Lieutenant Czerpica, Staff Sergeant Ollis, and SF Master Sergeant Earl Plumley darted through shipping containers to engage the enemy fighters. Lieutenant Czerpica was hit in the leg. Suddenly, a man wearing a suicide vest came around the corner within 15 feet of the men. Without pausing, Staff Sergeant Ollis stepped between the attacker and the wounded lieutenant. He quickly shot the bomber, but the vest detonated. Staff Sergeant Ollis died in the blast, but made sure his body shielded 2nd Lieutenant Czerpica from further injury.
Today, my commitment and my greatest gift is to cultivate the memory of true, heroic act of courage that I witnessed performed by your beloved son, Michael. Michael, thank you for your service, and I will see you in our heavenly homeland.
Czerpica remembers seeing Staff Sergeant Ollis smile, fearless and full of energy. He felt invigorated. He was not alone. His actions not only saved his teammate, but helped stymie an attack that could have killed many, many more that day.
Number 1, a good person. Number 2, a good soldier. That's what I want them to remember.
It's a bittersweet moment. Of course, we miss our son so much. We're just so proud of him for his valor, for his heroism, for his love of his fellow man, and we just have so much pride.